Part 2 of our latest case study series client. In this video, you're going to find out what her step 1 result is. Does she lean cool or warm? And we will move on to step 2, where we decide what her home color analysis season is. Is it winter, spring, summer, or autumn? Spoiler alert, if you missed part 1 of this series and want to follow along, I highly recommend you go back to yesterday's video post and start there and watch this video second. Without further ado, I'm going to jump in and sharing her step 1 result with you. She leans warm. And did you notice that some people are easier to color analyze than others? Perhaps it was easier to decide that she was warm for you because I saw in the comments that most of you got warm. Yay! Let's say I started this video off saying that she leaned cool. I'm sure many of you would be like, what is she seeing or talking about? Because she was obviously warm. And that's how credentialed professionals of multiple accredited systems may feel when, say, the Justin Bieber thing comes up, the Kate Middleton thing comes up. I've even had at least one person who is credentialed in a 12-season result possibility method write in and say that Justin Bieber is an obvious true summer in their method as well. So let's say I said this person was cool and you're confused, you don't see it, and the whole thing. That's how many credentialed professionals felt when people were going on saying that Justin Bieber is an autumn. What is the logical explanation if I was saying this person in the case study is cool? It means then I'm doing different checks than what I posted, and which is totally cool, but I would need to share what checks I was doing with you. Or if I'm using the same method as what you're doing, I'm seeing something wrong. Those are the only 2 possibilities. I've been hearing my Be Colourwise checklists have been working. If you've missed those Be Colourwise checklists to help you spot credentialed color analysis content and credentialed training, please go over to my Instagram highlights. But if you don't want to go through all the questions with who you're viewing or pondering signing up with, here are 3 summary questions that I would ask. You can pause this screen to take a screenshot. I have been hearing that some color analysis people who've been asked these questions in the Be Colourwise checklists are getting defensive or can't answer the questions, which means to me the checklists are working. If someone can't answer the questions or becomes attacking to other professionals when asking questions about their own training and experience background, to me that is a huge red flag. And it's totally cool if somebody's developed their own subjective method only used by them, but they need to share that with you, that it's not an industry standard, in my opinion. In the color analysis method I use, we start with the case study series client historical photo, and I went through with you in the last video what this photo showed. Many of you in the comments were asking about, you know, how to uncover skin qualities and things like that over time. I just want to repeat, I highly recommend doing the celeb collage homework that I put out there the other day. Color analysis is about training your eyes, and sometimes that's about self-study as well. Recap, that homework was to go to the celeb color analysis collages I have out on my Instagram and TikTok, and look up their pictures from childhood right through to adulthood to get a sense of a natural coloring and skin feature development over time of people vetted to be in the palettes they were presented as. Here's a look at step 1 again for this client. Cool versus warm. In the warm colors, her jawline is more lifted, her skin is more smooth, and even here her skin goes patchy, uneven, her jawline is dragged down. It's easier to focus on her eyes first and everything else second, including the color. And over here, it's your eye wanders. This over here is harmony. Here's a look at the cool pink versus warm orange. Jawline more lifted over here. Her skin is more smooth. Over here it goes patchy. Do you see like white patchiness in her skin here? Her eyes are more bright. This is better harmony. In the part 1 video, I put on the screen what the 7 color analysis checks are. So if you did not see that in the color comparisons that I've just put on the screen here, I highly recommend going back to that and viewing some of my other videos where I demo each check and just focus on the checks one by one. Here's a look at the in-person format drapes. You can do the same checks. And here's a look at them in the pink versus orange format. It's the exact same checks as the virtual and in-person. Because this client leans warm, we're going to look at spring versus autumn, which are the warm color analysis home seasons. And in the interest of time in these videos, I only share with you the color comparisons that I think are easiest, but at least 5 or more colors are compared at each step in an actual color analysis process. So it's gonna get harder. Color analysis is a process of elimination. So do each of the 7 checks looking at this comparison. Spring versus autumn, do each of the color analysis checks looking at this comparison. Here's a look at the in-person format. And here's the other color set in the in-person format. You're choosing what is better. It's not till step 3 that you may see what is best. Just also share that accredited training programs are accredited by typically independent bodies who review the training materials and make sure they're objective and what have you. And so somebody who's looking to enter the color analysis industry may choose in an accredited system to be trained in. But usually those accredited systems too are members of professional organizations like the Association of Image Consultants International. I'm not saying that's the only accrediting body, but it's just one of them. I happen to be a member. And so there's continuing education offered by AICI, but also within systems, there's continuing education offered that professionals choose to take. I personally have taken continuing education in the system I've been trained in for years. I'm an independent professional too. I can go be trained in another system, but I choose to be using a system that's been tried and tested for thousands and thousands and perhaps millions now of people for over 40 years. Of course, over the years, it has evolved. And that's why continuing education is important. I've even presented on the international level at AICI Global Conference on the topic of increasing accuracy in color analysis. And in the audience, there were members of credentialed members of multiple accredited systems. AICI conferences, they also have multiple accredited systems giving sessions, sharing details and context about their systems. So ultimately in this field, it's up to the professional to manage their own career. I highly recommend continuing education because color analysis eyes develop through experience, and plus systems evolve. Like let's say someone took color analysis 40 years ago. The system I use has definitely evolved since then. So it's highly recommended to keep up with the latest and greatest. Comment below on what you think her color analysis result is for step 2. Does she lean spring or autumn? And in the next video, we'll move on to step 3, which is deciding what type of home season she is. Have a wonderful day.